न भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। You're able to see the verse here? You all can please repeat after me. गुणादिकान् मुदं लिप्सेत् अनुक्रोशं गुणाधमात् मैत्रीं समानात् अन्विच्छेन् न तापैरभिभूयते। गुण अधिकात्, one who is more qualified. Mudam, pleasure. Lipset, one should feel. Anukrosham, compassion. Guna adhamat, one who is less qualified. Maitrim, friendship. Samanat, with an equal. Anvichet, one should desire. Na, not. Tapaihi, by tribulation. Avibhuyate, becomes affected. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, S. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Every man should act like this. When he meets a person more qualified than himself, he should be very pleased. When he meets someone less qualified than himself, he should be compassionate towards him. And when he meets someone equal to himself, you should make friendship with him. In this way, one is never affected by the threefold miseries of this material world. Purport. Generally, we find someone more qualified than ourselves, we become envious of him. When we find someone less qualified, we deride him. And when we find someone equal, we become proud of our activities. These are the causes of all material tribulations. The great sage Narada therefore advised that a devotee should act perfectly. Instead of being envious of more qualified man, one should be jolly to receive him. Instead of being oppressive to a less qualified man, one should be compassionate towards him, just to raise him to the proper standard. And when one meets an equal, instead of being proud of one's own activities before him, one should treat him as a friend. One should also have compassion for the people in general who are suffering due to forgetfulness of Krishna. These important functions will make one happy within this material world. We are discussing a very important subject today about how we deal with 4 types of people. All of you sitting assembled here, you are all devotees of Krishna. So there are 3 types of devotees in our life. There are seniors, there are equals, there are juniors. And the 4th category are the new people who have not yet become devotees. We call them as potential devotees. We don't use the term non-devotees. We call them potential devotees. Sooner or later they will all become devotees because they are whose part and parcel? Krishna's part and parcel. So, how to deal with these 4 categories of people? I may take about 3 classes to do this because it's a very exhaustive subject. I have a 25-page notes which I feel, although it's elaborate notes, it's a very important thing. I'll be sharing the notes with you here. And I will tell many pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dealing with his devotees, from which we will learn. जिनको हिंदी में अनुवाद चाहिए उस कोने में आपके लिए अनुवाद चल रहा है उधर हिंदी में, आप लोग उधर जा सकते हैं. प्रवचन आज अंग्रेजी में बोलने के लिए बोला मुझे, तो मैं अंग्रेजी में बोलूँगा. हिंदी अनुवाद इधर, तेलुगु अनुवाद उधर. दैट इज तेलुगु, दिस इज हिंदी, और बीच में इंग्लिश. ओके. Actually, why is this topic so important for us? Because if you learn how to deal with devotees, we will not hurt others and we will not hurt ourselves. Na tapai rabi bhuyate, he says. Which means you can escape the threefold miseries. Adhyatmika, adhibhautika, adhidevika. If you deal with all living beings maturely, deal with them properly. But if we deal with other devotees rashly, carelessly, then we commit offenses and we lose taste in the chanting of holy name. And our spiritual life becomes stunted. We don't grow. So therefore it's a very important subject. See, in this world you have material relationships and you have spiritual relationships. What is the difference between the two is explained here. Generally, when you meet non-devotees, they talk about money matters. They talk about politics. They talk about sports. They talk about man-woman relationship. They talk about material successes and achievements. They only talk about everything material, sense gratification. They don't talk anything about God. So, can we open our heart to a non-devotee or should we open our heart only to a devotee? Yeah, why? Say, for example, say one of the men sitting here, he feels very tired in the office, he is dozing. And his colleague is asking, hey, why are you drowsy today? He says, I got up very early in the morning. I got up at 5 o'clock. I have to chant 16 rounds. Then what do you think non-devotee will tell him? I get up at 8 o'clock. Why do you get up so early? Sleep well. Just enjoy life. You are making a good earning. Sleep well till 8. That's what he will tell him. But if he meets a devotee will ask him, you are feeling drowsy because you got up early. What time you slept at night? If he says, I slept at 12 o'clock, he will say, then you sleep early. He will say, sleep early, then rise early, chant your rounds, then you won't feel drowsy. See, the advice given by a devotee will be always Krishna conscious. Advice given by non-devotees will always be dragging us down, isn't it? So we all need spiritual friendship in order for us to take help whenever we feel challenged. One Bhakti Vriksha program was going on, and one South Indian couple was coming for the program. 3 months they attended. Immediately they stopped coming. Another 1 month they didn't come. But the leader was repeatedly calling, they were sort of cutting the phone. So the leader sent one of the fellow devotees to go to the house of that devotee and find out why they are not coming. So then the family said, oh, the program was very nice, we liked it. But the day we heard we have to give up coffee, we gave up the program. They said. Then they told them, no, don't worry. You can take, we have in ISKCON, we have this herbal tea and herbal coffee. He purchased a packet and gave them, they drank it and they liked it. And they again started coming for the program. So you will find that, when you have a devotee association, devotees know how to help us come towards Krishna. And non-devotees will take us away from Krishna. So we need to be very careful to associate with devotees. Also, when you have devotee friends, you can also share your joys and sorrows with them. You can, you do many wonderful spiritual activities, like you distribute books, or you preach, or you connected somebody online. So you brought them to Krishna consciousness. So how can you share these things with non-devotees? You can only share this with devotees. So we need devotee friends to share the spiritual successes. And you also need devotees to share your sorrows and difficulties that you face in life. And they can give you help. Like we have examples, we find in the scriptures of friends. Nityanand Prabhu and Advaitacharya Prabhu are best friends. Saru Damodar and Pundrik Vidyanidhi, they are very good friends also. Gopinath Acharya and Sarva Bhattacharya, they are very good friends. Ramanand Rai and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are also very good friends. You find this. Sanatana Goswami and Haridas Thakur, they are very good friends also. Prabhupada and Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji, they are very thick friends. Srila Prabhupada and His Holiness Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, they are thick friends also. When His Holiness Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj came to know that my dear friend Swami Maharaj means Srila Prabhupada, they used to call him Swami Maharaj. He has come from abroad back to India now. Immediately he told his disciples, please send him an invitation, I want to meet him. So those disciples were standing at the railway station to receive Prabhupada in Calcutta. And there was also His Holiness Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, who gave sannyas to Prabhupada. So his disciples were also waiting at the station to receive. So when Prabhupada came out, immediately 2 groups of devotees were inviting him to their mathas. Prabhupada was wondering where to go now. Both are my friends. Both are very dear to me. He told them, don't worry, today I will come to all of you, and then tomorrow I will go to the other center. So he went to Mayapur. He went to one of the mathas. And next day, when he went to His Holiness Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj's mat, it was evening time. So Prabhupada climbed up the staircase, he went up. So it was a moonlit night. All Prabhupada's disciples, His Holiness Kirtanand Swami Maharaj and Achyutananda Prabhu were accompanying Prabhupada in sannyas dress. They were there with Prabhupada also. So they were watching. In that moonlit night, His Divine Grace, His Holiness Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj was embracing our Prabhupada. And he had eyes were lit up brightly with some tears. He said, how wonderful things you have done in America. Our Guru Maharaj will be so proud of you. You went to a foreign land, stayed all alone, and you preached to the Western fellows who don't know any language in India. You have to speak in English language and preach to them. And now you have made amazing devotees. And he looked at these 2 sannyasis, Achyutananda Prabhu and Kirtanand Swami Maharaj, and he congratulated them. He said, you white-bodied man, if you come you have come to India now, thousands of Indians will be attracted to you. They will follow you, and I'm very sure you are going to expand the movement in India also. So, these two men saw that His Holiness Bhakti Rakshasridhar Maharaj is completely free from envy. Although he remained in India, he's a very great scholarly devotee, disciple of Bhaktivedanta Thakur. How much love and the kind of friendly dealings he had with our Prabhupada, it really touched their heart. And then they were talking for hours together in the night. And then they came down. Next day morning, there was a Harinam Sankirtan, 7 o'clock. All the brahmacharis were going to the marketplace. His Holiness Bhakti Rakshasridhar Maharaj had his knee problem. It was, arthritis or something. So, he can't move very easily. He was very elderly also. So, he and Srila Prabhupada, they both sat in a rickshaw. And they also went with the Harinam, the market. So Harinam was going in the front, they both were in the rickshaw behind, slowly moving, which goes to show that although the body is not cooperating, his heart and soul was longing to be with devotees and joining the Harinam Sankirtan like that. So, Srila Prabhupada had many such friends like His Holiness Bhakti Rakshasridhar Maharaj. His Holiness Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj also one day, he had a very special type of behavior. He would never speak anything to anybody except anything you tell him, he will say, Hare Krishna. That's all he will say. To anybody. That was his preaching. And he would be constantly chanting the holy name. But when our Srila Prabhupada returned to India, that was the first time Akinchan Krishna Prabhupada sat next to him and they both were having talks in Bengali language. And they would talk and they would laugh. Again, they would talk, they would laugh. The Western disciples couldn't understand what they were talking. But they could understand one thing, that they both are best friends. They are very good friends with each other. They are so jolly and happy with each other. So that they observed it. In the same manner, His Holiness Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, also, Keshav Maharaj was one who was telling our Prabhupada, take sannyas. And our Prabhupada was amazed that his Guru also came in his dream. His Guru also came in his dream and said, take sannyas. Same thing was told by the God brother. Then he took sannyas after that. So he went to that mata, and that mata is like his home, because that's where he took sannyas from him only. As well as Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj. Such intimate dealings. So all of us who are coming into the path of devotional service, we gradually go away from material association. Although you may be working in the company, you may be staying in a housing colony where many other non-devotees may be around you. But you can have official relationship with people, such people. But you can only have a true heart-to-heart friendship with devotees only. Because devotees will induce our Krishna consciousness. They will uplift us, they will elevate us. Whereas bad association can pollute us. So we have to be very careful. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says how to associate, he says. He says that association doesn't mean, bathing in the same ghat or traveling in the same boat. That is not association, he says. Sometimes you are in a train or a bus, you are sitting next to somebody. You don't know who they are and they don't know who you are. Your bodies are practically touching each other's body. But then you get down, go your way, they go their way. Correct, no? Is there any association? There's no association. He says association means opening our heart and hearing with love and affection. That is actually association. That means you respect a Vaishnava. You respect for that devotional service. And you open your heart and reveal your challenges in spiritual life. Reveal your joys to them. You take help from them. And you share your successes with them. So those are the real people with whom we can associate. Because we have no interest in anything mundane. Because we know that we are all spiritual beings. We have to awaken the dormant Krishna consciousness. So we keep friendship with devotees. The first part in this notes I have explained about the importance of devotee association. See, Shastra strongly advise associating with like-minded devotees and strongly warn against association with non-devotees. If you read the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, there are 4 slokas there. What is the first sloka? Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha Krishna says, my dear Arjun, I am the source of all material and spiritual worlds, and everything emanates from me. And then he's saying, those who know this, iti matva, those who accept this, bhajante mam, they will do my bhakti. The word bhaj is the dhatu word from where the word bhakti comes. Bhaj means voluntarily exhibiting love and service towards the Supreme Lord. That is called bhakti. The soft-heartedness towards Supreme Lord is called bhakti. The soft-heartedness towards other jivas is called daya, we call it. So, when a person hears from Krishna, about Krishna, from the mouth of a Vaishnava devotee, like a guru or somebody, then immediately accepts, my guru has told Krishna is the source of everything, all material and spiritual world. I am convinced about this fact. Now let me engage in chanting his holy name. Bhajante ma. Buddha, he becomes very intelligent. Bhava samanvita, he says. Bhava samanvita means with great feeling one is chanting. Which means, Krishna, you are my master. I am your eternal servant. Oh Radharani, you are the topmost devotee. Please engage me in your devotions, in Krishna's devotional service. There is one Gopala Guru Goswami. He has given commentary about the holy name. He says, Mam Ankikritya Mayasaha Ramaswa. In Sanskrit he says, oh Radharani, please accept me as your own. Make me your property and engage me in Krishna's service. That is the meaning of chanting Hare Krishna. Mam Ankikritya means like you possess me, which means I am your slave, I am your servant. And you can enjoy me by engaging me in Krishna's service. So Prabhupada says the word enjoy is wrongly misunderstood by the conditioned souls. Actually, the word enjoy actually means rendering service to the Supreme Lord by offering puja with all the paraphernalia, and also cooking for the Lord, making garland for the Lord, making a jula for the Lord, making a kunj for the Lord, preparing some special items for the Lord, stitching dresses for the Lord. So making arrangements to see the Lord happy. Like we sing in that song, Radha Krishna Prana Mora Yugala Kishore Jivane Marane Gati Aranahimo. In that song, many examples of Saiva comes there. So, he says devotees of the Lord means they have faith that Krishna exists, Vaikuntha spiritual world exists, and millions of devotees are serving my Lord, and I will also go there, and I will meet him, and I will become his devotee, and I will join the devotees in serving him eternally, forever. And devotees have full faith in this. Devotees don't think maybe there is impersonal Brahman, there is no activity, there is Shanti. No, they don't think like that. They are impersonalists. Devotees have full faith. Iti matva bhajante ma. And another thing with the devotee, Krishna says, Machitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantaschamam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Is saying, my devotees have given their hearts to me. He says, Machitta. He says. See, when it comes to ordering us to remember him, he says, Man mana. Man mana means think of me at least with your mind. But when it comes to pure devotees, he says, Machitta. He says, my devotees have lost their hearts to me. He says, like sometimes some boys wear a t-shirt, I lost my heart in Vrindavan, like that. My devotees have lost their hearts to me, he says. Machitta. Madgata prana. In this world, all the jivas are annagata prana. For them, food is the life for them. They chase after food. Whereas my devotees chase after me. And they can't live without me, like fish cannot live without water. Machita madgata prana, he says. And then bodhayanta parasparam. They always talk about me to one another. They delight in talking about my pastimes, my qualities, my behavior, my nature. They delight in talking about me. Bodhayanta parasparam. Parasparam means with one another. Paraspara anukatanam pavanam bhagavad yasha mitoratir mitat tushtis nivrittir mitat. Bhagavatam also says that. Bodhayanta parasparam. Katayantascha. Mam nityam. See, here, the Tika of the Acharyas, they say, Katayantascha means kirtan. Bodhayanta means smaranam. They do both. They remind one another and they also remember the Lord also. Bodhayanta. Bodhayanta means they remind one another of the Lord. Kathayanta means they speak kathas of the Lord. Kathayantascha. Mam Nityam. Nityam means somebody may say, I regularly come to your temple on Janmashtami day. Somebody may say that. That is also regular, but only once in a year. Huh? But somebody may say, I come once in a month to your temple. Somebody may say, I come once a week. Nityam means at every moment. Krishna consciousness means moment after moment consciousness. That is Krishna consciousness. Huh? Like for example, you ask a person, when do you eat? We eat 3 times a day, isn't it? Not that occasionally you eat. Similarly, devotees of the Lord remember the Lord at every moment. Kathayantascha mam nityam. Tushyanti means they get completely satisfied in devotional service. Which means they don't hanker to watch movies. They don't hanker to watch political news. They are not reading sports magazines. They are not interested in going to non-devotional places or non-devotee association. Devotees are satisfied with Krishna. Ramanti cha. Not only they are tushyanti, satisfied. Ramanti means they relish with great joy. So these are 2 verses Krishna says here. What devotees do for him in Chatushloki. The next 2 verses he says what he does for devotees. Next verse he says, Tesham evanukam partham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayamyatma bhavasto jnanadhipena bhasvata. He says that even if such a devotee is illiterate, they don't know to read or write, but they are sincerely, faithfully following Guru's order, then for such a devotee, I destroy the darkness in the heart of the devotee by lighting up the transcendental knowledge in the heart of such a devotee. Jnana Deepena Bhasvata. So, there was one gardener, disciple of Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur. He was doing gardening. So, Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur was entering the matha. He looked at the gardener. He knew that he is his disciple. He knew that. So, he turned to him and asked him, now I want to check your understanding about Krishna. So he asked question about Krishna Tattva. He asked about Bhakti Tattva. He asked about Radha Tattva. He asked about Jiva Tattva. Everything question. All these questions. And the gardener was pat answering all the questions. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, I heard you are an illiterate. You don't know how to write. He said, yes, I don't even know how to put my signature. Even Akshar he doesn't know. But he said, how do you know everything? He said, simply by hearing from you. He said, I heard everything from you. And it has, I have put my full faith in every word I heard from you. So he became an initiated disciple of Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur. He was a gardener. So this goes to show that if a devotee is sincere, even an illiterate devotee can know all the tattvas fully about Krishna and Bhakti and everything. On the contrary, even great scholars cannot understand. Panditas are fooled, those who don't have faith in Lord and His pure devotees. So, therefore, Lord says, I give them the knowledge from within by which they can understand me. Then He says, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. He's saying, those who are always engaged in my devotional service, satata yuktanam and bhajatam priti purvakam. 2 conditions Krishna says. Those who are always engaged and engaged with love, doing devotional service. That means we should do some service always, and the service should be done out of love for Krishna. For them, what I do, dadami buddhi yogam tam. I give them the sadbuddhi by which they can come to me. I give them direction from within their heart. Go to the temple, meet these devotees, meet the spiritual master, take diksha, chant the holy names. How to come to me? Krishna gives them step-by-step guidance. For non-devotees, Krishna gives forgetfulness, because they want to enjoy the world independent of Krishna. But for pure devotees who are Raga Bhaktas, for them Krishna gives direction to come to Him. And those of us who are in between, we are neither Raganuga Bhaktas, we are Vaidhi Bhaktas. We are not pure devotees yet, nor are we non-devotees. For us, what He does, He directs us to the spiritual master, an association of devotees, by following whom we can gradually come to the Shuddha Bhakti platform. And then in Shuddha Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti, then one gets internal direction from Super Soul also. External director within and preceptor without, we say. We get direction from Guru externally, and the same. Eventually, when you hear the inner voice, you will see that it matches with what Guru is speaking. Then you will understand Guru is like an amplifier of the Super Soul. Amplifier to the super soul. Super soul is giving instruction. We can't hear it well because our bhakti has not yet become mature. But Guru amplifies it and tells us the same thing. So therefore, association with Guru, association with Vaishnavas is strongly recommended in the Shastra to blossom our Krishna consciousness. So now, the second point that is given here, another very important point here, it says that devotees don't seek even association of Brahma, four-headed Brahma who has big intelligence, but they seek association with devotees. If that Brahma is not a pure devotee, if Brahma is a jnani or a yogi, devotees don't want his association. On the other hand, they will associate with the not so advanced devotee, even a neophyte devotee, because sometimes you find a devotee may be very simple. Devotee may be chanting, maybe rendering some service, they may not have much knowledge also. Still, the association of such a devotee is more valuable. Once I asked one devotee in Chowpatty, Bombay, how he became Krishna conscious. He said, I was passing in the road, I saw a book table, in front of which there was one village devotee wearing saffron dress. He had a big smile on his face, and all his 32 teeth were visible. He was smiling fully. So I crossed the road to see how this person is so happy. And then as soon as I went near him, he gave me a Prabhupada's book. I purchased, and very soon I came to temple, I joined. He said, you know who is the devotee? He is Shyamananda Prabhu. He is the one who saw that smiling devotee. His name was Pandu Prabhu. He saw, and this Pandu Prabhu is a Hindi-speaking devotee, not a very educated devotee. He is a village devotee. Simple devotee. He used to sell books. Simply by looking at the happiness of this devotee, taking one book from the devotee, this devotee joined Temple Shamanpur. Now he is preaching in US. He is a super intelligent devotee. So you can see that, therefore, we should always seek the association of devotees, not non-devotees. Sometimes devotees feel, with devotees I have quarrel, but with my colleagues in office I have a very sweet relation. Like that they think. Is that very useful? Because if you connect with non-devotees, they will pollute you by impelling you to do things which are not good for you. So with devotees, we should learn to cultivate sweet relationship. So that's what he's saying, at least a few devotees. Then he's saying association of devotees will be relatively young. So Prabhupada says in one of his letters, you don't have to be able to see everything that's written. Therefore, I have given a heading. Prabhupada says, a service rendered by a calf in spiritual world. Krishna considers it as good as service rendered by Srimati Radharani. Like the Prabhupada is saying. Because both are absolute. It's like saying, Lord Rama accepted the service of squirrel as much as he appreciated service of Hanuman. Correct, no? So, because Lord Rama told Hanuman, you can't chastise this tiny squirrel. He is putting his full capacity. You are doing according to your capacity. So, Lord appreciated even here, the squirrel service. Therefore, no devotee can be considered useless, because even a young devotee can sometimes do wonders. Another example is given. An old Orison lady in Jagannath Puri who saw the temple hall was crowded with a lot of people. She climbed on the Garuda Stamba with one leg, and another leg she put on the shoulder of Lord Chaitanya. Seeing that, Govinda shouted, old lady, get down, he said. Lord Chaitanya said, just see with what eagerness she is taking darshan of Jagannath. I wish I had an iota of this great eagerness she has. Which means Lord Chaitanya could develop admiration even for neophyte devotees or very young devotees also. So he saw similarly a South Indian Brahman in Srirangam and he appreciated him. That means it's not that we can take inspiration only from very advanced senior devotees. We can also take inspiration from very young, relatively new devotees also, seeing their conviction, their devotion, their sincerity also. There is one story in Chaitanya Charitamrita you read. One time, Swarup Damodar and his dear friend Puntrik Vidyanidhi, both are pure devotees. They were sitting together in Jagannath temple, and the Jagannath Puri Pandas, they were putting a starched cloth for the deities. It was very stiff. You have seen starched cloth? It looks very stiff cloth. Stiff turban, stiff clothes on the body of Jagannath. And the Pandas liked the idea of putting that stiff cloth, because stiff cloth has its own beauty. It has got frill type of thing. Sharp frills are there. It looks very nice. They had put it. So our Puntrik Vidyanidhi, who is Puntrik Vidyanidhi? Anybody knows? Who is Puntrik Vidyanidhi? Yes? He's Vrishabhanu, father of Shrimati Radharani. You are right. That's correct. I had gone to this Puntrik Dham in Bangladesh. That's where I used to have programs for the Bangladesh brahmacharis used to have there in Puntrik Dham. So that is the same place where he lived in that village. He was a big zamindar. And he used to dress with costly silken cloth. He used to have gold rings. And he used to have very costly turban and gold necklaces and chains. And he used to have couches and sofa and very lavish house. So when Gadadhar Pandit was taken by Mukunda to Pundrik Vidyanidhi's house, seeing all these things, Gadadhar Pandit being a brahmachari, he was shocked how he can be so lavish. So when the thought entered his mind like that, at that time Mukunda understood. And then he sang that beautiful poem. Barha Pitam Natavara Vapu Karnayor Karnikaram Vibrat Vasa Kanakaka Visham Vaijayantim Chamalam. Like that, Ahobakiyam. So one or two verses he sang. When Pundrik Vidyanidhi heard that, he went out of control. He erupted in great ecstasy. His turban flew off. Everything, the sofa and all those things got torn and things were thrown this way and that way. He rolled on the ground and cried, and the Ashtasatvika Vikara manifested in his body. He was such a pure devotee, Pundrik Vidyanidhi. And later on, Gadadhar Pandit understood, externally I could not make out that he was such an advanced devotee. Now I understand. So he offered obeisances to him and he accepted initiation from him. So Gadadhar Pandit in the eternal form is a Radharani only. So it's like Radharani taking initiation from her father only. It's like that, Pundrik Vidyanidhi. So that Pundrik Vidyanidhi, why I am telling you the background, know how advanced he is. That Pundrik Vidyanidhi is close friends with Swarup Damodar. So, and who is Swarup Damodar eternally in the spiritual world? Anybody knows? Now, Swarup Damodar, what is his eternal form? Lalita Saki, correct. Ramananda is Vishaka Saki and Swarup Damodar is Lalita Saki. So, therefore, Ramananda and Swarup Damodar are most intimate associates of Lord Chaitanya, who is in the Radha Bhav. So, Swarup Damodar was close friends with Pundrik Vidyanidhi. So, they both were in Jagannath temple watching that starched clothes put on the body of Jagannath. Seeing that, Pundrik Vidyanidhi commented to Swarup Damodar, look at these people, they are putting starched clothes. Generally, all of you Prabhujis, when you buy a starched dhoti kurta, do you directly wear it or you wash it? You thoroughly wash it. You have to remove the starch. It's not considered very pure. After you wash it, dry it, then only you wear it. So then he asked, why are they putting starched clothes in Lord's body? It is not pure. Then Swarup Damodar said, it's all right, it's all right. Pandas, you see, they are very close to Jagannath. They are intimate devotees. Forget it, don't talk about it. Again and again, Pundrik Vidyanidhi talked 2-3 times. That night, when he was sleeping, in midnight, Lord Jagannath appeared in his dream. And with his two hands, pat, like they started hitting on both the cheeks, like they were hitting. So the next day morning, he got up, he saw the two cheeks had swollen and they had become plumpy like a tomato. Both the cheeks. So he went and saw in the mirror. And Lord Jagannath, while slapping, Jagannath told him, how can you offend my devotees, Pandas? They are my pure devotees. They are lovingly putting this cloth on me. I am a Bhavagrahi. So with Bhava, whatever they offered, I accepted it. I am accepting it. What is your problem? Lord asked. So after that, see, Pundrik Vidyanidhi is a very intimate. He is also a pure devotee. He only laughed when Lord slapped them. So, but it's a lesson for all of us. And we should know that Lord appreciates devotees of all sorts. Young devotees to older devotees, Lord appreciates. So therefore, when we are living in the community of devotees, we have to be very careful not to unnecessarily pick faults in devotees, criticize devotees. It's very easy to criticize, but you will see that very soon the taste for chanting will be lost. That's a great danger for us. So therefore, in the first part, all these pastimes were given just to indicate only one lesson, association of devotees Yeah, is very, very important. Even younger devotees. Now, we will say a little bit about Kanishta, Madhyama and Uttamadhikari devotees. And how do we respect them? You heard the word Deho Nata Yata Yata. What is that song? Sakale Samman Korite Shakati Deho Nata Yata Yata. Tabe toga evo Hari Nama Sukhe Aparada Habe Hatta. See, he says Nata Yata Yata means you should respect devotees according to their position. He says, somebody is not initiated, you respect them in the mind. Krishneti yasya giritam manasadriyeta. That means you close your eyes, in the mind you think, I offer my obeisances to this wonderful soul who is chanting Krishna's names. Somebody is initiated, then you offer obeisances to them. Panchanga pranam you offer. Somebody is a sannyasi, you offer Ashtanga pranam. Like that. See, there are three types of devotees shown here. Uttamadhikari devotees are non-envious, non-critical, nindadi shunyam. They are pure-hearted. By associating with them, like gurus and sannyasis and very exalted devotees, they have a strong faith in Krishna. And they have deep knowledge. They have vast and deep knowledge they have about Krishna. They are vastly learned and deeply learned. They can deliver even envious people like Jagai Madai. They can deliver. Like Narada delivered Valmiki and Brigari and all. They can deliver like that. Because their Krishna consciousness is so strong, nobody can dilute their bhakti. See, our bhakti is like milk. If you add water to milk, milk gets diluted. But their bhakti is like butter. If you put butter in water, does it get diluted? No. So their bhakti is very strong bhakti. And they have an intense desire to please Krishna and spread the mission of Krishna. That is Uttamadhikari. And Madhyamadhikari devotee means they are grown-up devotees, which means generally Madhyamadhikari devotees are those who have been in the movement for 10 years, 15 years like that. They are supposed to be Madhyamadhikari devotees. Not just number of years. It depends on how sincerely and seriously they have practiced bhakti. They will be very dedicated and committed devotees. They would have taken up serious services, responsibility on behalf of Sri Prabhupada's mission. And they will be regularly reading, chanting, preaching and connecting many people to Krishna consciousness. And they clearly know who is the devotee. They have affection for the devotees, respect for the devotees. They love the Lord. They keep away from non-devotees. And also they are compassionate to the non-blasphemous and innocent new people. They preach to them. So they follow Guru faithfully. And they make an effort to please Guru. And they have a strong faith. Their faith is very deep-rooted, Madhyamadhikari. And Kanishadhikari has Komal Shraddha, weak faith. They're materialistic devotee. They're called Prakrita Bhakta. They think my bhakti is very great. They think like that. Atmano Bhakti Darpataha. They're very proud of their devotion. They sometimes criticize demigods very heavily, not knowing that demigods are also devotees of Krishna. They don't know. Similarly, materialistic devotees, they're called Prakrita Bhakta because they don't know the danger of Mayavadis. Sometimes if Uttamadhikari criticizes Mayavadis, Kanishadhikari will say, why is he criticizing Mayavad? They are also good people. They also speak Krishna Leela. We also speak Krishna Leela. Like that they think. They don't know that the Mayavadi speaking Krishna Leela will ultimately conclude in merging in Brahman. They don't know those subtleties. So, in these three types of devotees are explained here. So, one last thing I will say now and I will conclude for today and then I will continue this theme in the future class. So, what should be the attitude with which junior and senior should deal with each other? That is explained here. For example, the junior devotee should always respect senior devotees. Can the juniors instruct senior devotees? Can they instruct? They should not instruct. But if they find some flaw in the seniors, they can go and tell another senior who is equal to them or senior to them. But they should not directly instruct them. They should respect them. Like elder brother respecting, younger brother respecting elder brother or younger sister respecting elder sister, like that. Yeah. And also juniors should receive affection and blessing from seniors. They should receive affection and blessing from seniors. So seniors should not become wild on juniors, chastise them in such a way that the juniors will run away. Rishabhadev in one shloka says, the Guru or the Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, when they are teaching their disciples, they should not become angry with the shortcomings of the juniors. Juniors, sometimes, many of you seniors sitting here, you will know that some junior, even after you tell, please put the video on in Zoom, they will not put video on. You've seen that? Always black box only. Or they'll put video on for 2 minutes, again they'll switch off. Or sometimes you call, please come for live lecture and don't come online. Still they will come online only. They will not come for live lecture. They will say, anyway, online is also available. They will not come. Or sometimes you see they are not coming for your weekly program for 1 month or 2 months without giving any reasons. You get upset. Your anger is building up. Building up inside. And then you are waiting. When they come after 2 months, you say, last 2 months you have not come at all. I will not send you for initiation. Something like that you say. And they will become upset with the senior. They will say, you are so upset with me as if you are going to give me initiation. They will ask. So is it good for senior, junior to have fights? Not good. So, like one person, one junior, he went to Vrindavan. And there in Vrindavan, they were giving, actually his guru is ex-guru in the local temple. And that guru is not giving initiation. And that guru is taking long time to give initiation. He waited for 3-4 years. And he was very worried that I am already, 60 plus. When will I get initiation? So he went to Vrindavan. Some other guru, Y guru was giving Diksha. So he called his counselor and said, Prabhu, I like Y guru also. I have now, he's giving initiation and they're ready to give me. So I want to take now, quickly. Please send me recommendation. His guru said, all these years you have been aspiring from ex-guru. Now suddenly you want to take from Y guru. So you have to give me reason why you want to take from Y. Y guru, that you have to give some explanation. And if you say that from this point of time you have to wait for 1 more year because you have to know that Y guru, go to his temple, hear his lectures, develop your affection relationship for him, then you can take. So the counselor became so wild on the counselor. He said, you are very merciless to me. I only want to do pure thing, spiritual thing. I want to surrender to Guru and you are stopping me from initiation. Now, I don't want any guidance from you. Henceforth, I will directly take guidance from Radhesham Prabhu. Like that he said. And then he called me and he told me, Prabhu, I want to take initiation. He's stopping me. Then I understood the whole picture and told him, see Prabhu, your desire to take initiation is very good. And I also appreciate it. But this is not the right time. You should not hurriedly take it. Don't go for a hasty dash. Right now you come back to Pune. Now you can aspire from that Guru because that Guru gives every year he gives. You can take from him if you want. Don't keep hopping and jumping. Don't do Guru shopping. Accept one Guru and stick to him for at least a period of 1 year. So when I told him, he accepted. Then he came back and he said, sorry Prabhuji, sorry. I was a little josh. Quickly, everybody was telling me, you can take. I was thinking, I will practice. Then he went to his counselor again. Okay, Prabhu, now I am sorry I spoke to you strongly on phone. But counselor said, I reject you. Because you spoke so sharply, heavily against me. Now you are rejected now. So he came back to me and said, Prabhuji, my counselor rejected me, what to do? Then I said, now you decide, you want to accept him or do you want to accept another? You can decide. He said, no, Prabhuji, this counselor is a very wonderful fellow. We had a very good connect. Then I said, don't worry, I will call him and you together. And then I will make the connection again for you. So then I pleaded the counselor, please don't give up. I know he committed a mistake, but in a hasty mood, he did the mistake. Please accept him. He said, no, I don't want to even see him also. So then eventually the counselor became a little compassionate. I told him, see, if you give him up, then he will give up Krishna consciousness and go away. Is it good? He said, no, that's not good. Then you accept him. Then he accepted. So I am saying, seniors should not become too angry on juniors. Because juniors sometimes will commit mistakes. They are toddlers. They are trying to advance in spiritual life. You have to be sympathetic to them. That's the point made here. That they should be affectionate and give blessings to juniors. Nobody should curse the juniors. And also, we should always be humble in dealing with Vaishnavas. The more we become advanced, it's like a tree laden with fruits will always bend. If a tree has no fruits, like Ashoka tree has no fruits, it stands erect like this. So you want to be like Ashoka tree or like a mango tree which bends? Huh? Yeah, mango tree has a lot of mangoes, it bends. Huh? So when you become decorated with many good Vaishnava qualities, then we become humble. Otherwise, we are proud with no qualities. Huh? And also those who have taken initiation earlier than us. Prabhupada said, here is my god brother, some Grihastha devotee. He took initiation 3-4 years before me. So I have deep respect for him. Although he is Grihastha, he was a sannyasi. Still he had respect for him because one took initiation little earlier. Huh? Yeah. And also Guru's god brothers, we should deal with them affectionately and respectfully, exactly as we deal with our Guru. Huh? Like my special master is Paramahansa Radhanath Maharaj. But in Pune, I am working under His Holiness Gopalakrishna Goswami Maharaj and also His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj. So in 1997, when I became president of Pune Temple, my Guru told me, the first instruction, he said, if you please your local GBC, His Holiness Gopalakrishna Maharaj, and then you have my 100% blessings, he said. If he tells me that he's happy with you, then I am also happy with you, he said. After that, I became very attentive to please my immediate superiors, His Holiness Gopalakrishna Maharaj and so Lokanath Maharaj. They became very happy. So many times they gave good report about me. Then that pleased my spiritual master. So in this way, we have to treat Gurus, God brothers with respect. What happens in many of our temples? Now if your Guru Maharaj is coming, all men will be catching their dhoti coming, running into the crowd. My Guru Maharaj has come and Matajis also will come in big number. All Matajis will say, I want to cook for my spiritual master. I want to make garland for my spiritual master. Then another Guru is coming. People ask, who is coming? So-and-so is coming. Okay, you may or may not go. Is it a good culture? Very bad culture it is. Any Guru sannyasi comes, it's Guru Tattva. Tattva means there's only one Guru in the entire creation, which is Krishna. Krishna Mande. And that Krishna is speaking through the mouth of multiple Gurus. Whether your Guru is coming or some other Guru is coming, from the Guru's mouth, whatever sound vibration comes is Krishna sound vibration. So it's called Guru Tattva. One should respect all the Gurus. Just like you have your father and father's elder brother, younger brother, like what do you call, Chachaji. Like that, our Gurus, God brothers should be seen like our blood relatives. We should see them like that. That's the right consciousness. Also, sometimes the senior devotees respect a junior devotee. Like sometimes, is Krishnananda Prabhu is very friendly with many devotees. So he went and put his hand in the neck of one junior devotee. And the junior devotee also put his hand in his neck. Is it proper? That is not proper. You should do like this. So just because Krishnananda Prabhu is very humble, doesn't mean you can treat him like a junior. He has seen Prabhupada, you know that? 1977, when Prabhupada was giving lecture in Juhud Temple, Krishnananda Prabhu was a school-going boy. He saw him. He's so senior he is. But he is very humble devotee. He will speak as if he is very young. He will behave like that. So, when we treat with such devotees, senior people, actually I was very fortunate in Pune when I came in 1995 after Vrindavan Prabhu, Krishnananda Prabhu was the president for a couple of years, 95 to 97. In 97 I took up. So we were living in the same room and he would be so humble, simple, very humble, completely unassuming. He is from Rice University, computer science. He doesn't behave like America returned man, He doesn't show the pride like that. It was so simple. At the same time, we have to be very careful while dealing with such devotees who are very humble. They may respect us out of their humility, but we should continue to respect them very carefully. Yeah. So next time when we meet, I will tell you more about how do we deal with neophyte devotees. Who is the neophyte? How do we deal with the neophytes? How can we show mercy to non-devotees or, potential devotees? Yeah. Who is a less advanced devotee than us? Because we should respect everybody. How can you consider somebody to be less advanced? All these things we will learn in the next class. We will proceed. Shri Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki. So I may do 2-3 classes on this to gradually complete it. I don't want to make a hasty dash because the subject is very important and gradually if we proceed, it will be nicely learned. I will tell many pastimes from Chaitanya Charitamrita next time when we talk about the different levels of devotees.
Hare Krishna. All the devotees can stay here. Now we have certificate distribution for foundation devotees. Those who have passed the exam, just for 15 minutes. So we will be calling out the names. All the devotees can.
And we want those who are not receiving certificate, we want them to stay and you appreciate them so that they will be encouraged.
So we request all the devotees to stay back and encourage other devotees, those who are taking certificates. First, we would be calling the devotees, those who have passed Foundation 1 English, taken by His Grace Hare Krishna Prabhu. భక్తులందరికీ వినతి ఏంటంటే దయచేసి అందరూ ఇక్కడే ఉండండి. ఇప్పుడు ఫౌండేషన్ ఎవరైతే పాస్ అయ్యారో వాళ్ళకి సర్టిఫికెట్స్ ఇవ్వడం జరుగుతుంది. అందరూ ఉండి తీసుకునే భక్తులని ఎంకరేజ్ చేయొచ్చు మీరు చప్పట్లు కొట్టి. సో ఫస్ట్ మనం తారకృష్ణ ప్రభు గ్రూప్ డివోటీస్ ని పిలుస్తాము, ఫౌండేషన్ 1. సో డివోటీస్ కెన్ కమ్ ఇన్ క్యూ అండ్ టేక్ ద సర్టిఫికెట్స్ ఫ్రమ్ హిస్ గ్రేస్ రాధేశ్యామ్ ప్రభు's హ్యాండ్స్. సో వీఆర్ కాలింగ్ ఎన్ సుష్మా మాతాజీ. N. Sushma Mataji. Sai Karthik Prabhu. All the devotees, those who are from Tarak Krishna Prabhu's Foundation 1, can come this side. Please come now only. In the beginning only. All of you, please. N. Sushma Mataji. Okay, Sai Karthik Prabhu. Sai Karthik. Sai Karthik. Meenakshi Mataji. Amruta Mataji. Amruta Varshini Mataji. Please come. Bhargavi Mataji. Srinidhi Mataji. Isha Wadwan Mataji. Sarita Goyal Mataji. Laya Ugge. Tell the names. Teja Kondapalli Prabhu. Lakshmi Divyavalli. Nagalakshmi Mataji. Sahiti Mataji. SN Sahiti Mataji. Ajit Bansal Prabhu. Divya Mataji. Krishna Surabhi Mataji. Kritika Thakur Mataji. Kritika Thakur Mataji. Simran Mataji. Simran Mataji. Vipassana Kaul Mataji. Kalpana Mataji. Kanchan Mataji. Rohit Gupta Prabhu. Ritu Kemka Mataji. Ritu Mataji.